Hey VC, it's Jonathan, your cheap and cheerful record collector. I hope everybody's doing well out there today. Before I get started and start showing all the records I picked up recently, quick note, I am at 2,497 subscribers, so I'm 3 away from 2,500. I know that number doesn't mean anything, it's sort of just a made-up number, but it would be nice to get past that 2,500 goal. So if you're watching this and you haven't subscribed yet, I'd appreciate it if a couple of people would just hit that subscribe button and push me past that 2,500 subscriber, which I never in a million years ever dreamed I would have. Actually, I'm more interested in how many views I get per video, because that actually shows people actually watching. Normally when I do a video, I'll get 300 views, 200, 400 if I'm doing really well. Last video I made about 10 days ago, for some reason, I don't know, I got 1,400 viewers. I don't know what I did to do that, and if I knew what I did, I would do it all the time. But yeah, I got 1,400 views last time, which is just crazy for me. I really appreciate everybody who takes the time out of their day to watch these silly videos I put together. Yeah, so last Tuesday, I went to Goodwill, which I do periodically. And on Tuesday is Senior Citizen Day, so I get an extra 20% off. So all these records were marked at $3. I paid $2.40 each. And it was Folk Music, Irish Music Day at Goodwill for some reason. I picked up a lot of records that some were upgrades for me and some were just new for me. So I thought I'd just jump in and start showing you stuff I picked up. First one I got is a record I had way back when. This originally 1964. This is a 1965 mono repress in much better condition than my original. And it's the great Dave Van Ronk with his album Just Dave Van Ronk on the Mercury label. He does songs such as Candyman, Pastures of Plenty by Woody Guthrie, Wanderin', God Bless the Child by Billie Holiday, and ends up with House of the Rising Sun. Bob Dylan first heard House of the Rising Sun done by Dave Van Ronk and went to Dave Van Ronk and said, Dave, listen, I want to do my version of House of the Rising Sun on my new album. Is that okay with you? And Dave said, well, really not yet, because I want to put on my album, which is coming out soon. And Dylan said, well, too bad, I already did it. So even though Dylan recorded it first, he heard it from Dave Van Ronk. And then, of course, the Animals heard it from Dylan and did their version of it. So this is a great version of House of the Rising Sun on this album, Just Dave Van Ronk from 1964. Next album is an album that I had also, but this is a big upgrade for me. And this is Laura Nyro from 1970. And it's her album, Christmas and the Beads of Sweat. Laura Nyro from 1970. Besides all of her regular musicians on here, Duane Allman also plays electric guitar in this album. Don't know if you know this album, but it is pretty great. Laura Nyro never really broke through like a lot of the like Carly Simon or any of those other women singers were, but great songwriter, great singer, and a beautiful album. Christmas and the Beads of Sweat, Laura Nyro from 1970. A big upgrade for me. Next one is an artist that I saw a number of times back in the day and was a big fan of. I have most of his records, and this one I had never seen before. Didn't even know it existed, so of course I had to grab it. And it's the late, great Phil Ochs, and this is the Broadside Tapes Volume 1. I guess in 1963, 64, he went to, there was a magazine called Broadside Magazine, which put out a lot of music on the magazine. It would list the lyrics with the music annotations and how to play the songs, etc. Phil went to the house of the founder of Broadside Magazine on like West 104th Street in New York City, and would sit down and they'd put a tape recorder on and he just played songs into the tape recorder. These were never released and they never were put on any of his albums. there were other songs that he recorded. And so these are those. These are the original tapes that he did in someone's house in their living room, sitting there recording it right onto the tape machine. And it came with a little booklet and has all the lyrics inside, which is great. There's the music annotation, etc. And again, these are songs that he never recorded on any of his released albums. So I didn't know any of these songs, but there are some really great ones on here. Phil Ochs was they used to call him a topical songwriter. He wrote songs about what was going on in the world that day. So there were songs about, there's the Ballad of John Henry Faulk, Christine Keeler, Spanish Civil War song, Talking Pay TV. And I just sort of started to wonder, where are the topical songwriters of today? Where are the people writing songs about what's actually happening in the world today with the supposed takeover of the government by Trump and his cronies, the demonstrations, all sorts of things happening in the world, immigrants, the wars all over the world. There's no songwriters that I know of that are talking about what's happening in the world, topical songwriters. I know maybe it's just passé and they don't do those things. Now it's all personal things. They don't talk about what's happening in the world. But I sort of missed that. And that was a big thing in the 60s, was topical songwriters writing about events of the day. If there are songwriters out there doing that stuff I'm not aware of, let me know about it. But I haven't heard any. Anyway, the great Phil Ochs. This was originally released in 1980. This is a 1989 repress. It's beat to hell, but I'm still glad to have it in the collection. Phil Ochs. Next one. Here's a folk singer from New England area, lives in New Hampshire, plays all the time around here, actually playing next month here in Portland. And it's the great Tom Rush. And this is his self-titled album from 1965. Beautiful album on Elektra Butterfly label. And he does, great. He does Woody Guthrie's Do Re Mi, Milk Cow Blues, which Elvis Presley did early on, The Cuckoo, which Janis Joplin sang later, Black Mountain Blues, Jelly Roll Baker, with John Sebastian playing mouth harp on there, Solid Gone with Felix Pappalardi, later of Mountain, playing on the album with him. So yeah, great Tom Rush, great vocalist, nice, deep, rich voice. And he's in his 80s and still playing around, still touring and playing. Here's another one by him, which I've seen, but this was such a good condition. Again, couldn't pass it up. It's a compilation of Tom Rush songs called Classic Rush, and has On the Road Again, Joshua Gone Barbados, Galveston Flood, The Circle Game. Just great stuff. And again, in super clean condition. Again, on the Elektra Butterfly label. And I usually see these records around. They usually beat to hell. So it's really nice to find. Sorry about the glare. It was really nice to find one in really nice, clean condition. Next band. The name sounded vaguely familiar to me, but I really didn't know who they were. But again, for $2.50, I said, let me give it a try. And it's Jules and the Polar Bears. This is a 1978 release. It's their first album. Came with the original insert. Jules and the Polar Bears. Really good power pop. And really kicking power pop lyrics on the back, which I love. Didn't expect it to be as good as it is. It's a shame they just never made it big. Jules Shearer, who is the songwriter and singer, also wrote Cyndi Lauper's All Through the Night. He wrote the Bangles' If She Knew What She Wants. He ended up being very instrumental in getting MTV Unplugged going. So he did a lot of stuff, but this is their first album. And definitely recommend it. Good power pop. Very surprised about that one. Next one is another band. Again, I knew nothing about it. It looked interesting. I figured I'd give it a shot. And it's a band called J.F. Murphy and Salt. As you see the shamrock on there, it's an Irish band. Actually, not Irish, they're American, but they play a lot of Irish music. They were a big cult band in New York in the 1970s. The original band was called Free Flowing Salt. And when Jack Murphy joined them, they became J.F. Murphy and Salt. They opened for the Byrds in New York. They played the Fillmore East. They were a good big band in New York, cult following, but they just never broke through. And it happens with bands. Sometimes, it doesn't matter how good you are. Sometimes it just doesn't, the stars don't align and you just don't break through. This is a live recording, recorded in concert at the University of Hartford, Connecticut, Nassau Community College in Garden City, Long Island, New York, and Trenton State College in Trenton, New Jersey. Mastered by Bob Ludwig. They do a lot of different things on this album, which may be part of the problem why they didn't break through. They do some more traditional Irish type songs. They do some jazz. They do some blues. Do a lot of different things. I liked the album a lot. I was real happy with it. I'm definitely going to keep this one. Yeah, sometimes these people just, the stars don't align. The guy, Jack Murphy, ended up going to Broadway and writing tunes on Broadway and got an a Tony nomination. Didn't win, I think, but he got a nomination, which is pretty amazing. So he ended up having a very good career writing Broadway show tunes. Next band is, again, a band. The name sounded familiar. I didn't know their work. So I grabbed it, and it's the band Horslips, which turns out a very influential Celtic rock band. This is their like a fifth or sixth album. Horslips, 1977. Came with the original inner sleeve. I played it now. This is a, it says a demo, gold stamp demo on the back, but nothing on the record itself. This was okay. It was fine. I didn't bowl me over. And to tell you the truth, I didn't notice a lot of Irish Celtic type music, but I guess they were very influential at that time. Next one is a band we all know, and I have a copy, but I didn't have this particular label. I didn't really know this label, so I grabbed it, and it's a Steel Eye Span, and it's their album Pleased to See the King, and it's on Big Tree Records. So this is a first U.S. press, as far as I can tell, on the orange and yellow label. And, Steel Eye Span with Matty Pryor and Martin Carthy, etc. I have a copy of this album already. I haven't figured out which one is if it's an upgrade or not, actually. But love me some Steel Eye Span. This was a 1971 pressing. Steel Eye Span. You can't leave this kind of stuff behind. Merle Haggard. Same train and a different time. Merle Haggard sings the great songs of Jimmie Rodgers. 2 LP set. Really clean condition. It's Jimmie Rodgers. So I'm a big Jimmie Rodgers fan, big Merle Haggard fan. So again, how can you pass it by? Especially for $1.50. I mean, for $2.50 on the Capitol Bullseye label. Pretty cool. Got to clean that up before I listen to that. Next one is a band that I've seen their other album. I've never seen this album by them, and it's a Beautiful Day. You always see the one with the drawing of the woman on the cover with the blue sky, and It's a Beautiful Day. But this is a later album called Today. Beautiful Day, 1973. And a lot more rockin' than I expected. I played one side of it just a little while ago, and I expected it to be a little more groovy, hippie type stuff. But no, it rocks pretty good. So this might be another keeper. It's a Beautiful Day. And finally, again, you can't let it sit there in this kind of condition. And it was The Best of the Byrds, Volume 2. I have a lot of Byrds albums. This is the best Volume 2, which has Ballad of Easy Rider, Jesus Is All Right, He Was a Friend of Mine, Chestnut Mare, Drugstore Truck Driving Man, one of my favorites, You Ain't Going Nowhere, from 1972. The Byrds, Greatest Hits, Volume 2. So that's what I picked up at Goodwill the other day. So I think I did pretty good. Again, if you like what you saw, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. Let's get me push past that 2,500 mark. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And until next time, peace.